Hey, my name is Olga. I'm co-founder of Meta Startup Studio, and this is the 100K Academy, where you learn hyper-practical ways to start, run, and grow a purpose-driven lifestyle business. And today we're gonna talk about how to create a sales offer so good that customers basically begging you to buy it. So first of all, I just wanted to mention that this is the exact same method that allowed us to go from 0 to 20K months. And it's also a very simple and actually very logical way of building a sales offer. However, majority of people don't do it. So if you follow exactly this methodology, you will be better off with your offer and will be more compelling than the offers of 99% of people out there. Okay, so first, how usually people try to build a sales offer to create a coaching package or a coaching program, they usually go from, oh, that and this would be cool, wouldn't it? Like if I can just tell people to do this or coach them on this and pack also this and that thing in there, right? So it's all about you and what would be fun for you to coach people on. But it's actually, if you do it this way, if you just build something that you think people need and you put a lot of effort and a lot of time and sometimes even money in creating a course, a package, like a website for this or whatever that is, like any marketing materials, you will find out that it's actually quite difficult to get people to buy it. And it requires a lot of effort from your side. Why that is because you went from your head, from your imagination, from your hypothesis of what would be good for people if you provided them with this service. But you actually never asked the real life people, right? So you did maybe the marketing research of sitting on your ass and doing something on your laptop, just checking something with ChatGPT, right? But you never talked to actual real life humans. And this is the mistake number one. So if you want to create a highly compelling sales offer, you need to start with running customer interviews. What I mean by customer interviews, like if you have a very well-defined coaching niche in which you're working, you have an understanding what type of customer do you want to serve, with what kind of problems, right? And help them with what kind of issues, then you have more or less the understanding of the persona or the ideal client for these specific services that you have, right? So before you create any coaching package or program, you need to reach out to this specific type of customers within your network. Very important, especially if you're just starting out, you're a fresh coach, reach out to people from your network. Our first clients will always come from our network because they trust us, because we have the authority with them, because maybe they worked with us before or they know that we have certain skills, right, and experiences. So some random strangers will not come to work with us out of the blue, but people from our network will. So you need to reach out to people who are first or worst case second connections. If somebody from your friends can introduce you to people, and to interview them. Interview them in a sense that you're really asking them without positioning your product or service in any kind of way. You're just asking them within the field of, let's say, I don't know, like if I am a business coach, right? I'm helping people to start their businesses and to grow them from 0 to the first 100K. So if I'm going on the interview with my potential customers, I'm gonna ask them, hey, are you someone who is looking to start a business? Yes. Okay, awesome. So what until now have been the most frustrating, the most difficult, the most annoying things on this journey, like on trying to launch a business? What if just was solved would make it so much easier, right? And people will tell me, what kind of issues they have, what kind of problems they have, what is frustrating, what is not working, where they need more help, right? So I will be listening to their specific problems in this niche, right? So they will be telling me, for example, that it feels extremely overwhelming because they need to learn so many different things, and the only thing that they actually want to do is to coach, right? So I'll be listening to this and seeing okay, so it's overwhelming, it's a lot of different tools, it's a lot of different methodologies, it's I don't know whether I need to start with this and that. Like, it's just so much, and I don't have the clarity on what steps to take, right? So these are the very specific problems of my very specific client in my very specific niche. Okay, then I would ask them, hey, can you tell me like what you wish was there to support you? Like, if you had a magic wand, right, and you can just like wave it and just come up with any possible solution for yourself, what would that be, right? And they would tell me. Then I would be asking them like, okay, imagine this perfect solution would be delivered to you. What would be the perfect format? How would you want to kind of consume this solution, right? And they will tell me whether it would be like a group program or one-on-one container, whether they would want like, I don't know, a list of resources, where they would want, I don't know, an unlimited WhatsApp support or whatever that is, right? So they will tell me everything that I need to know about the format, which would be the most comfortable for them. Then I will ask them like, okay, imagine the perfect solution would be delivered to you exactly like you wanted, exactly in the format you want. How much would you be willing to invest in it? And they will tell me the price point that they see is fit for the value they would be receiving if this perfect solution was given to them, right? So I will ask them all these questions, and based on what they told me, I would build a coaching package specifically for that, right? So in the beginning, of course, like when you're just starting out, you can customize your offer for every person like with whom you're doing the interview, and then just give it back to them, right? And it's a very, very, very high chance. It's a 99% chance people will actually buy from you because you're building exactly what they asked you for, right? So you can do it like this, or you can interview quite a lot of people, right? So we usually recommend at least 20, from 20 to 100. Like actually, like last year, when beginning of the year, we were really struggling with the financial dip in our business, right? So we had a couple of months which were close to zero. We couldn't understand what is happening, why the clients stopped coming. So we went back to the drawing board and we just jumped on the interviews with people, and we interviewed over 100 people at the time, asking them like, okay, what are their problems, like what are their wished for solutions, formats, price points. And we came up with a new service that immediately allowed us to sign 15 clients and make our first 20K months, right? So it's very efficient way of understanding and learning from people firsthand what kind of products or services they want to see from you specifically in this niche, right? So one thing. So when you interview like a substantial amount of people, you'll see that people fall into different buckets. And within each bucket is if someone hypnotized them to tell you the same things about the format, about the price points, about the type of like features they want to have in the service that you provide, right? So you can just build for that, and that's what we call productizing. So the productizing the service, which becomes your standard offer, right? So this is something that you really learn from people, and then you build for that. You first ask, then build, not the other way around. You don't build and then ask people, what do you think about my solution that I have created here, right? This is the way how majority of people approach it, and this is the way that usually doesn't work. And this is also one of the most common mistakes that you can do in the interview, in the process of interviewing people and asking them all these questions, when you try to validate the solution that you have created, but not the problem that the customer has, right? First, you need to validate the problem. Do they really have the problem that I'm intended to solve for them? Is this problem painful enough for them to actually pay money for that, in substantial amount of money that would allow me to pay my bills, right? So you need to find all of this out before building your sales offer. So once you collected the information, once you collected the data from your customer interviews, you start building an offer. And a good compelling offer has different components to it, and missing on even one component of a sales offer will make it much more difficult to sell it to people, right? So first of all, once again, from your interviews, you should have a very good understanding of the problems you are solving. This is one of the crucial parts of the sales offer, to being able to very specifically, right? And I'm stressing this word specifically, specificity is key, to really outline what kind of problems and issues your customer has. If you are able to articulate it very well in your communication when you are promoting your offer, people would feel like they're really seen and understood and heard by you, because you're describing exactly the problem that they have, describing exactly the situation situations in which they're experiencing this issue, right? It's not something vague. It's not like take your power back or reignite your fire, right? As coaches love to say it, but it's actually naming the problems that your customers have. Like in my case, for example, being overwhelmed with the amount of like things and tools that people have to do, being unsure about their marketing, or being like really freaked out by sales, right? And like not wanting to feel salesy and pushy, and thus holding back from communicating their offer. So those are very specific things that my clients will tell me, right? And that's what I would be building my services for. So once you heard and understood their problems, right, and you really know what they're struggling with, you need to be able to articulate what are their desires on the other side, right? So like if these are people's problems, like what are their wished for desires? Like if these problems were solved, how their life would look like afterwards, right? And basically what will be happening is that your product or service will be the bridge between their problems and their desire. Okay, so that's what's gonna happen. Like if you really listen to people like very attentively in the interviews, you will be able to describe it in your sales offer, and that would be already 50% of your success, right? If you just articulate those things properly. Then you will need to look like in the interviews, people will tell you like what they would want to have inside this like sales offer. What are the most crucial elements of it, right? What are the most wished for features that they want to have within your service, right? Be that like I said, unlimited WhatsApp support maybe, or having live trainings, or maybe they want to have it pre-recorded and do like stuff at their own pace, or whatever that is, right? Like be that the group content or maybe the one-on-one content, and people will tell you all of these things. So being able to see the red thread and identify like what are the key features that everybody wants to have is a crucial part of a sales offer as well. So really understanding like what specific elements are going inside your coaching package or program that are really like important for your customer to have, right? So this is another part of it. So understanding the problems, understanding the desires, like seeing how you are building the bridge by having these key features like packed in your program or service. Yes? Then on top of that, something that you will also need in a really good offer are bonuses. So something that's like you can give as an addition, right, to the core offer that you have, to the core coaching package, to the core coaching program that you have created. And bonuses, in order for your sales offer to be extremely compelling to your customers, needs to be almost more valuable than your program or coaching package itself. What do I mean by that? Like a lot of times when we talk to our potential customers, they tell us that they really want to have a website, right? So like to kind of like as a business card in their business. And we know, like we absolutely know with Karsten, that's like that will not help them to sign paying clients. Their website will not be the traction channel, that will not be like the lead generation platform in any case, like because your first customers will always come from your networks, and for these people don't really need to see your website, but people believe that they need this. So instead of educating them or convincing them that that's something they don't need, we can just throw a website as a bonus to our normal program or package that we are providing, right? So for people who maybe are even not sure how well our coaching package or program will work, just having the bonus of a website there will be valuable enough to buy, just because they know that at the very least they will have this website. This is something that they really want, and the bonus is almost more valuable than everything else that we offer. Yes? So you can look at the bonuses. They can be also limited bonuses. They can be also like just for certain limited amount of people when you provide these bonuses, right? To increase the urgency for people to buy from you, which is another very crucial component of the sales offer, is really giving people a little bit of pressure to make a decision, like giving them this urgency. And it's not because we are evil or we really want to push people to buy from us, but because people's brain just naturally works this way, that they will be delaying this decision. Our brain doesn't like to make decisions, right? Our brain loves to just go and take like the most easy neural pathways and to make the same decisions as we were always doing. So in order to help them to make a decision to buy from you this product or service that's going to help them to solve their problems, you need to give them a little nudge, right? So this urgency can be like the limited amount of spots. Maybe you are given a special price for just a certain limited amount of time. Maybe the bonuses are limited to this period of time, right? So give people the reason and the urgency to buy from you right now, not tomorrow, not in a month from now, not in a year from now, okay? So this is like another, like urgency is a big component of creating a very compelling sales offer. So something else, people also need to have a guarantee. They need to have a safety net they can fall onto in case your program or your coaching package do not deliver the results. So you always need to think like, what do you want to give to people, like as a guarantee that no matter what, if they engage with you, if they pay money, if they buy this coaching package or program from you, that they will have something out of it, right, as a safety net. For example, for our own programs, we would be always telling people that, I don't know, like if you join in Get Clients Bootcamp, where we teach you how to get your first paying clients, we guarantee that you will make your investment back as a minimum, right, from signing your own paying clients. And if for whatever reason this doesn't happen 1 month after completion of the program, we're going to work with you one-on-one for free until you make your investment back. Right? So this is our guarantee. We'll never leave you alone. We'll never leave you behind. We'll work with you. It's not the matter of whether you will be signing paying clients, it's just the matter of time, right? And if you need a bit more time, we'll be there holding your hand until you make this investment back, right? So you don't always need to have a guarantee, which is like a money guarantee. It can be something like as a different type of guarantee. Like it can be even just, at the very least, you will have a list of resources that you can always go back to, or you will meet like-minded people and have the community where you can always ask questions, right? So your guarantee can be anything. It doesn't need to be money, but there needs to be a safety net for people. Because when you have this part of your offer covered, it will make it much easier for people to make a decision to buy from you. Something else, a good sales offer also needs to answer people's objections. And this is usually the hardest part, especially for people who are just starting out. Like a lot of times, like we are not sure how to overcome like the objections that the potential clients might like give us. For example, like, oh, this is too expensive for me, right? This is a lot of money. Or I don't have time for this because I'm so busy right now. Or I need to ask my partner for their opinion or for their agreements to pay for this coaching package, right? So those are the typical objections that people will bring in. And a lot of times, if you are really not sure about the value of your own program and people tell you it's too expensive, like you will not know how to overcome people's objections. So in your sales offer, whenever you are like putting this offer out there, whenever you describe in your program, you need to answer these objections even before people get them in their brain, right? So you can tell them like, yes, it's not the cheapest coaching package, but in the long run, it will save you money. Why? And you need to show them why in the longer run, actually investing right now will save them money or make them more money, right? How? By coaching with you, they actually gonna create more time in their life, right? Even though if they're busy, but by dedicating and investing this time right now, they're gonna free more time down the line, right? How actually their partners, their families, people who are dependent on them will benefit from them, like taking you up on your offer by buying your service, right? By allowing you to help them to save their problems. So you need to answer these objections. And those like objections, the time, the money, the other people in our lives will be always the most typical and what we call also surface objections. So underneath that, people actually have much deeper objections. And the objections are they don't believe in you as an expert, they don't believe in your product or service that they actually can deliver the results, or they don't believe in themselves because it seems too complicated, or they tried already before and they know that they failed already before, right? So they don't trust themselves. So actually, when you're making a sales offer, You need to ensure that people really see why you are the best expert for the job, why you have all the skills and experiences necessary to help them with their specific problem, right? What are the examples, the authority, the expertise that you can bring in and describe for people to be able to see that you are really this person. So they grow this belief that you can actually help them. How your product or service or methodologies or whatever that you are using are really the best for solving the client's problem. You really need to explain it, right, in a very detailed way for people to grow the belief that your product or service can actually help them so they can overcome this objection in their head. And also making that as simple as possible to get to the desired result will grow their belief in themselves that they actually can accomplish it. And a lot of times when we're just new and just starting out, we think that if we pack the more features, right, and the more value in the sales offer in our program, in our coaching package, then it will be the better, like, oh, let me throw like this assessment on top, and let me throw like, I don't know, like this on top. But actually it might just overwhelm your potential customer, right? So make it very simple, make it very easy, make the sacrifice in their life, the sacrifice of their time, the sacrifice of their money less painful than, like the ease of getting actually to the result that they want to have. So if you include all of those things in your sales offer, right, if you're able to really identify what are the most painful problems that people have, how would their life look like on the other side of solving those problems, right? When these problems go away, like what will be possible for them, and you're able to articulate and to describe it in a way that really lands for them. If you're able to say like, these are the core elements of my offer that will help you to kind of walk this bridge from your pain to desire. If you're able to give them really valuable bonuses, if you can give them a very good guarantee, if you're able to overcome their objections, give them a little bit of urgency to buy from you. If you pack all of this in your offer, it will be much easier for people to buy from you, right? So if you're able to articulate all these things, and if the offer in general is built for what people told you they really want to have, it will be very easy to sell it to people. So the moment you put your offer out there, expect people just dropping into your DMs on social media, or sending you WhatsApps, or texting you, or messaging you, giving you calls, asking how they can work with you.